broadcast coming to you live from gloomy California, Los Angeles. Once again, we are live. We're alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Monday, News Day. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Woo, we are back. Holy moly, we are back. I am here. I am live. I am alive. I am doing the dang thing. There is so much that has taken place in my personal news. It is, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7/21/2025. Okay. It's July. You think the noise gate is off? No, it's not. It's July 21st, 2025. Yeah, I don't think the noise gate is off. I think it's a little bit different though, because it's a different. I have a different PC on, for the record. For those of you who don't know, I am Hasan Piker. This is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from 69 degrees and mostly cloudy, gloomy California, Los Angeles. We are live. We are alive. No longer in Las Vegas. I took a 3-day weekend, also known as a weekend for many people. For the average folk, it's also known as a weekend. I took 3 days off. It was crazy. I haven't done that in a very long time. I haven't done that ever since July 11th, 2018. I have not had 3 continuous days off unless I was forced to take 3 continuous days off by getting banned. So it was a big deal. And yeah, I'm technically 3 days late, quiet quitting, all that good stuff. You already know what it is. But we're back. We're back. We're live. We're better than ever. I feel refreshed. I feel pretty good. I did a almost complete break from the internet when I was gone. In my absence, like I spent very little time online. Unlike in previous like 1 day, 2 day off, moments, I wouldn't fully go offline, but this time I did. And I'm going to tell you all about that in my personal news, because this is precisely what I do. I didn't forget how to do this thing. Okay. Don't worry. For those of you who don't know, I took 3 days off, also known as a weekend. But for me, the reason why I did that was because it was my brother's bachelor party. My brother's getting married. As you guys know, I'm his best man. And I had to do what best men do. All right. I had to do best man stuff. And for that, I set up an incredible weekend journey. Shouts out to the team. Hannah played a big role in that, of course. And the HasanAbi gaming team was obviously working in real time. Hannah was on the 1s and 2s, setting up the bachelor party and make sure everything worked out well for these 11 engineers. Well, it was 11 people total, but it was like every single person there was an engineer except for like one other guy. And then me, Will Neff, and my cousin Nezo. Because Murat's an engineer and all of his friends are engineers, and they're all just like him. And it was really funny and it was really fun. But yeah, we went to Vegas. I stayed at the Encore, and it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. We got like a massive suite for them. I paid for everything, obviously, duh. And we had a bunch of experiences that we set up, experiences tailored around Murat's personal interests. Flying airplanes, racing trophy trucks, Baja-style, jumping trophy trucks off of sand dunes, and shooting guns. But yeah, I flew a real plane. I flew a real stunt plane, and it was an incredible experience. I got to talk about that. First night we go in, we get dinner. It is what it is. Murad is just like, we got to slam shots. We got to slam shots. We drink a lot. I'm hungover. Everyone is hungover. Next morning, we wake up at 8 a.m. We get on a shuttle to go and fly a plane. Okay? And let me tell you, it was incredible. It was, I was worried. Okay? I was definitely worried. And the footage will come out. And when they release the footage, when they send me the footage, I'll send it to you guys as well. Okay. But no, we weren't drunk. We were just hungover and not feeling great. Okay. Obviously, we were not drunk. But these were real loggable flight hours with the FAA. Like, we just straight up flew these planes. Okay. A real stunt plane. This is it. This is what we flew. Okay. We did air-to-air dogfighting. This was the thing that we did. Okay. It was 30 minutes of flight time, like total. Like, I was in the air flying for 30 minutes, which was incredible. Okay. Yo, is it ethical to make your best man the most well-off friend you have in order to bulk up the bachelor party budget? Yes. But in this situation, it worked out fine because I'm his best man, because I'm his older brother. Did you do any earlier on rolls and flips? Yes, I did everything. Okay. And let me tell you, I was piloting these fucking planes. I'm not even joking. Like, I need to explain this to you, because like, this is a place that's like, first of all, it just doesn't, the European mind cannot comprehend being able to just like fly a fucking plane out of nowhere, because I assume that there's pesky regulations and restrictions that stop you from doing so. Whereas in the land of commerce, okay, in libertarian paradise, America, the United States of America, specifically in Nevada, but also all around, they do this in like San Diego and shit too. You can just literally fly a plane without a pilot's license, because technically the person that's also on the plane with you, who lets you control the plane, he is a teacher. He's a flight teacher. So I guess there is this like weird space where if you are on a plane with a flight teacher, a certified flight instructor, you can literally just fly the goddamn plane yourself, which is crazy. Okay? It is a crazy, crazy situation. Like, I don't understand how this is. I guess maybe it's just like an unexplored area. Maybe it's just like paywalled by design. So that's why they don't, like, most people don't do that. That's a learner. That's pretty much possible anywhere. Okay, but I don't know. I don't know how you're able to do this without any prior flight experience whatsoever. Like, I suspect that there's got to be, with a flight instructor, you have to at least have like prior flight experience, right? Did your simulator experience kick in? No, this was so totally different, because I will tell you this. I will tell you this much. Okay. I will tell you this much. So this is the fucking plane. Okay. It's not very big. It's not a very big plane. It's like there was a moment, the scariest moment for me was when we lifted off, when we left the airfield and we were flying and we're going up to like 5,000 feet, right? And there's 3 other planes ahead of us. And these are all stunt planes, right? These are planes specifically designed to do stunts, so they can just like, they can do more than what a fighter jet can do. Basically, it's not as fast, I don't think, but it's like they are designed specifically for stunts. So they're designed to stall, for example. Like, if you crank it too hard, it stalls, but it's fine. You can recover it. All this stuff, like heavy G turns. So basically, when we were flying up, there was a moment where I looked around because you can see everything, right? Because it's like this is all open. I was looking around. I was looking up, maybe like 1,000 feet above or a couple hundred feet above me were the 3 other planes, and I was looking down, and I thought to myself, "Oh my God, I am currently in a fucking bicycle. Like I'm in a motorcycle in the air. How is this even possible?" Okay. I'm literally floating in the air. It doesn't feel the same as like being on a plane. Okay. I have no fear of flight. I don't really have any fear of heights either. But it's the difference between not having a fear of heights and then going up to a skyscraper with like one of those like glass box, with the glass box where you can like look down and see under your feet, the ground super far away. You can like barely make out people like ants. It's kind of like that. Okay. So I'll tell you this much. That was the terrifying experience. When we first were flying up, and we hit turbulence. And when you hit turbulence in one of these bad boys, let me tell you, you fucking feel it. Okay. If you've ever been inside of a Cessna and you've hit turbulence inside of a Cessna, you're probably already aware of this to a certain degree. When you hit turbulence in this, it is the most terrifying experience. You just drop. You just straight up go boop. Okay. But in any case, we hit turbulence a little bit, and I got like definitely very scared. I was like, there is nothing holding us up. Like in that moment, I can hear you screaming in the head. No. I was super cool, calm, and collected because I was being recorded the entire time, so I had to be. Okay. But basically, in my mind, I was thinking, we are being held together by will. Okay. It literally felt like we were just floating in the air by pure magic. I've never felt that before in my life. When I was like looking around, we get to formation. Okay. We get up to formation, all 4 of us. And then everyone does like a cross, like a barrel roll, and then goes underneath the formation one by one. And the moment that we did that barrel roll, that was when I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. This is actually not scary at all. Because once I did the barrel roll, I was like, oh, this is actually awesome. I'm totally in. I'm totally locked in. The scariest part about the entire experience, like I said, was the turbulence and when I first took flight. Once I did the barrel roll, I was like, oh, this is the most, I'm in. I'm locked in. I can do this. And what's really interesting about all of that, what's really interesting about this experience overall is that, like, obviously it was yet another thing where I was like nervous to do it at first. And I was just like, ugh, I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. They do the whole, instructor training, and they talk about like G-force and what the G-force is supposed to do to your body. And I'm sure you guys have seen those videos of people's like face getting sucked in and then they just like pass out because they can't, the human mind and body is not capable of dealing with G-force to that degree, because you become, 10x or 100x the weight that you actually are, right? Or wait, is it 1,000? So like if you're 200 pounds and you're doing 10 Gs, you're literally 10x. No, not even 10x. It's like 5 to 10x, right? Something like that. So you're 10xing your weight. You all of a sudden have 10 times the gravity. That's what it is. 1 G is like 1 gravity unit. So if you're 200 pounds in 1 G in the normal world, okay, when you're at 10 G, you are literally 10 times the weight. So you're 2,000 pounds. And I'm pretty sure like once you get up to a certain level, you pass out because your blood circulation, unless you've trained, the human body is incapable of hitting anything past like a certain point without losing their grip on reality. There's no more like blood rushing to to your brain, and it literally cuts off the oxygen to your brain, and you basically start passing out. Most people pass out at 7 or 8G. I hit 7G. I did not pass out, for the record. And I did it on my own. And I'm going to tell you about this because this is also totally separate from person to person. Every individual has a unique experience with this. Some people can't handle G. Some people can't handle like the flips and stuff. Like they get motion sickness. I don't know why. This was like Sumo Hasan. If you guys remember when I just like locked in when I was sumo wrestling for the first time and it just felt organic. I swear to God, it fucking felt organic when I was flying this thing. I don't know how. I don't know why. I was legitimately worried because like I was too big for the plane. I was already too big for the plane. But basically what the moment that you go up there, they line you up, right? You're supposed to do dogfighting in the air, and it's like laser tag. The yoke has a trigger on it. Once you pull the trigger on the yoke, if you have the bead on the other plane, and you're only supposed to do it from behind. You're not supposed to do like head to head because obviously that could potentially do a collision, and you're not even supposed to do that in real world combat anyway. Or at least that's the way they explain it. So like the goal is always to get behind the other person, and have them on your sights, and then pull the trigger. And when you pull the trigger, if you actually successfully hit them, their plane will emit a cloud of smoke. Like it just like releases a little bit of smoke. It like auto triggers. It's a smoke pop. And then they simulate a downing by doing a barrel roll, all the stuff. So we got up there, you line up and you do a pass by. And then after you do a pass by, the pilot says 3, 2, 1, you have the controls. So basically, once you have the controls, you're controlling the plane. Like that's it. That's you. You're just flying the plane, and you can do whatever you want. You try to hit a hard right or a hard left. You try to do a barrel roll. You do some evasive maneuvering, and then you try to get behind the other person's plane, and then you literally fucking try to hit them. It was incredible. The moment that I fucking cranked it, isn't this like 5K person? No, it's actually $1,000 a person, which is still very expensive, but not as expensive as you would think. So basically, the moment that you crank that yoke, you pull it back and you go above and you hit and you see like the G-force on the, there's like a odometer thing in front of you, and you just feel it. It is an incredible experience. It was incredible. Okay. It was an incredible experience. I don't know how to describe it, but it was, I guess I'm a adrenaline junkie to a certain degree now. Who got the highest G-force? I don't know. I think like if you ask, they can hit 10 if you want. They can hit 10 for you if you want. I said no, I didn't want that. But I personally hit 7. But we'll see all of that in the video with all the details and all the data because they send it to you. They haven't sent it yet. I won my dogfights. I won 2. I lost 1. It was 3 dogfights. And my opponent actually bailed after the second one anyway. But it was an incredible experience overall, straight up. Will was dying. Will is not built for flight. I mean, he's very capable of doing stuff with his own body, as long as he's like in control. But he very openly was like, this is not for me. I'm only doing this because I love you, Murat. It's fine. Like, he did not want to do this. We forced his ass, and he was not having a good time. Okay. He was not having a good time at all. You could probably handle higher with training if you can pull 7 Gs. Yeah. You know he would have lost 50% of fear in on a plane accident. How dare you? This is a land faring build. Yeah. It was incredible. It was an incredible experience overall. I realized that, like, for me, I get discombobulated easy when I'm in a pool and I flip, and I have no like cognizance of like where I'm at, like what the ground is and what the air is, you know, when I'm upside down and shit like that. So I was a little bit worried about that. I don't like being upside down. But when I was in the air and I had a target that I was trying to follow, that made things a lot easier for me because I was just locked in on trying to find where the fucking target is. And I wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about like cranking the yoke and then like what kind of impact that has on me. It was crazy. So whenever there's like I've realized when there's an actual target that I have to follow, then it was much easier. So, you know, just locked in, and I did the damn thing. So that was an incredible experience. But then after that, it was everything else was just like there was a lot of drinking, there was a lot of eating. I ate so much. I'm actually on a 48-hour fast right now. I've been fasting since Saturday night. Basically, I went to bed early Saturday night, and then Sunday we went and we raced Baja cars, like trophy trucks. For those of you who don't know, this is what a trophy truck is. This was a very Murat experience. Like we went to this like we went to a yeah, these are trophy trucks. They're basically like Ford Raptors, but specifically designed for like jumping sand dunes and things like that. So I've been doing like a water and coffee fast for the past like 48 hours at this point, since like Saturday night. So not 48 hours, I guess. Wait, almost 48 hours. But I'll be eating later today. I'll be finally eating a little bit later today. And I haven't even felt bad. I actually feel pretty fucking awesome. And I've worked out. That is the most bro trip, Lamau. Exactly. How did it feel to unplug from the internet? I bet it ruled. Yes, it did. And you can tell it fucking ruled because there's so many people in the chat that I haven't. There's so many people in the chat right now that are predictably sending me like spamming links nonstop, and I haven't even paid attention to it. So I'm capable of locking in and telling you a fucking story without all the people that are like in the chat being like, why don't you do this? Why don't you cover this? Netanyahu, Nelk Boys Netanyahu, Nelk Boys Netanyahu, Omer Fateh, talk about AOC. Like, I don't really, you know, I'm going to get to all of that. But under normal circumstances, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad coming back and having so many people just like spam stuff. But I'm not, because it was good to take 3 days off. The only issue that I have with the 3 days off that I took was, like I said, I ate too much. And I drank too much, and it fucked me up. And it felt like I was poisoning my body. Literally, I was like in pain all the time. Also, shouts out to Spearmint Rhino. So many HasanAbi heads that worked there did not realize it was like that. Lots of strippers. Lots of strippers also happen to be fans. So, you know, I don't know if you guys are in here in the chat right now. I don't know if you like watch in the mornings or whatever, but that was crazy as well. That was a crazy experience too. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that one. And, yeah. King, I legit had to watch your streams for 4 to 5 hours a day. So your break was brutal. I had to go watch your clips from a year ago, lol. I mean, there's so much content out there of me that you can just like never run out. Even if I didn't, stream for a couple days. So you'll be fine. I know Hunter Biden interview is out. Channel 5. I got it all. Don't worry. But yeah. Would you have Omer Fateh on stream? Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry. But the world didn't end. So that was cool. Will you fly again? I might fly again. I might fly again. I might actually do it again because it was definitely a lot of fun. I might do some. I don't know. Maybe I'm a adrenaline junkie because like I realized I was thinking about this because my brother is doing flight, like actual flight school, and he also drives motorcycles, and I constantly get on his ass about this. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're like about to get married. You're going to have kids one day. Like, what's wrong with you? You have so much to live for, and you're just like kind of throwing it around. And he was like, dude, you're the last person who can criticize me on this. Your job by design puts you in harm's way every single fucking day. Like, you're calling me an adrenaline junkie. You're a fucking adrenaline junkie. And I had never thought about it that way because I'm like constantly sitting here. So in my mind, I'm like, adrenaline junkies? No, that's when you like jump off of a fucking bridge and you do bungee jumping or skydiving. I had not considered that, like, you know, going to a protest and getting fucking shot at is also adrenaline junkie behavior, which I still think is not because it's my job. You know what I mean? But basically it was, I don't know. It's, I guess it kind of is in some way. Protest the bungee pump pipeline. Yeah, I mean, my point is, I do enjoy going out to protests and things like that, and I do enjoy how alive I feel when I go outside and am in a contentious situation, in a scary situation that maybe other people might not feel so comfortable being in, you know? So, who knows? You were a little excited at being shot at, though? I mean, it's fine. It's not that exciting. Streamer to MotoGP racer. Yeah, I mean, the problem is I was going to do that. I was going to do GP4 for Squeezy, as you guys know. My French friend, Lucas, also known as Squeezy. I was supposed to do his GP4 tournament, but I was too wide to fit in the cars, Formula 4 cars, so I wasn't able to do it, which is the reason why it's Ludwig doing it in my stead with Michael Reeves, which is a great team, and that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm obviously going to be covering that and going to France for that, but